What's up, YouTube? Steven Worldwide back for another video. I make a lot of different kinds of videos. Well, maybe not a whole lot of different kinds of videos. I basically just make a video about anything that's interesting to me. I live in Japan. I teach English. I've been living overseas for almost 10 years. It's usually about that. Sometimes I make videos of other things. A few videos ago, I made a video about making kimchi in your apartment the easy way. And well, now I have another video about fragrances, about colognes. So I like men's colognes, and I like shopping for men's colognes, and it's difficult to do in Japan because there's not a lot of stores that sell good cologne in Korea. In Korea, in Japan, I mean, and in Korea too. A lot of the stuff in the stores are, what can I say, cheap fragrances for men. Stuff like by the company Gatsby. So the same company that makes hairspray or deodorant has bottles of juice that you can squirt on that just wears off after about an hour. Smells very synthetic. It's nothing really nice. But there are a few stores that have colognes here. Like Don Quixote is famous store for tourists, and they have a decent collection of colognes. And certain stores that are just big stores like Bic Camera, which is an electronics store, and some of these other places, some of them do have a cologne section that's actually not that great either. They always have a Bulgari in there. Maybe they'll have a Mercedes-Benz cologne and Jaguar cologne. They might have Dior or Chanel, Dolce Gabbana. They'll have stuff like that, but that's basically it. And then they have a lot of cheaper stuff. So it's hard to find cologne here. My theory is that it's a culture thing. Cologne's not big here. People think it's rude or it's intrusive that you have a smell emanating from you. Even if it's a good smell, even if you smell great, people might think it's intrusive. You know, you get on the subway train and you smell like Chanel, and some people get annoyed by that, just as they would get annoyed if you were talking to somebody on speaker on the phone, and even if it wasn't that loud. Meanwhile, the train is loud by nature, and people on the train in the summer smell like body odor, cigarettes, what else? Mold from their clothes, maybe, from drying out in the humidity, and just people stink in general, but it's not okay to wear colognes. I'm going to wear colognes because I want to smell nice. So I buy a lot of colognes online, and then I have them, they don't ship to Japan, a lot of them, because they're really discounted prices. So I have them sent to my mother in the States, and she puts them aside for me. And recently I had a friend coming to Japan to visit me, and I asked him if he would bring some of those colognes here. He said he would. He said he would bring, up to 5 pounds of stuff, and that's a whole lot of colognes. So I have a bunch of colognes. I just met the guy last night, and I got them, and it's fantastic. I can't wait to dive into these. Some of them are blind buys. I haven't smelled them before I bought them, and then some of them I sampled already, and then here they finally are. So first, I'm going to talk about this one real quick. This one is called Bulgari Black, and I actually bought this here in Japan. I was shopping in an area that's really popular for shopping for vintage clothing. It's called Shimokitazawa, and it's a little bit west of Tokyo, about 20 minutes or 30 minutes outside of Shibuya. And I saw this new in the box, and it was about 22 bucks. And I looked on eBay, and they're selling for like 30 to 50 bucks. And it's not discontinued, but it's just more expensive in the States. And I bought it because I read the reviews. The reviews said it was fantastic. It's a very unique type of smell, and the presentation is very interesting. because this is a, if you can feel it, this is a rubber wheel around this Bulgari Black. And when you smell it, the sprayer is pretty good. This actually has a very fancy rubber smell. This is one of the only colognes I've ever smelled that has a rubber note to it. And the other notes around it are really pleasant. So this is marketed as a urban, a city type cologne for men. And the people who have smelled it said it smells very good and very interesting. And if you want to picture, if you can picture what this smells like, think of when you were a kid and you opened up a brand new action figure toy. That strong smell of rubber, that clean rubber smell of a new toy or a new kickball in gym or something like that. That's similar to kind of what this smells like. So this is what I'm wearing these days, because this is the only one I have right now that I bought in a store that's left. Everything else is all used up. So I just got a whole bunch of new colognes and I'll start wearing them now. So I'm just going to show you a preview of what they are, and then I'm going to make separate videos opening up each one and just talking about them and what's interesting about them to me. So let me start. First, I have 3 from the same company. All right, one of my favorite brands of colognes is made by a company called Sterling Perfumes, and more specifically, Armaf. All right, so here's one from Armaf. This one is called Ventana. Armaf Ventana. This is a really nice looking box. As you can see, it's brand new. It has the batch number information on it. So this company, Armaf, makes really high quality clones, high quality copies of more expensive niche and designer fragrances. All right, and this one is a clone of Dior Sauvage, and Dior Sauvage is a very popular cologne. It's probably one of the top selling colognes of the past 5 years, next to Bleu de Chanel. All right, so that's this one. So this is Ventana. The next one I got from Armaf is this one. It's called Le Parfait. And this is this one is a mix. This is a mix of Creed Aventus, if I'm not mistaken. Creed Aventus mixed with another Creed. Green Irish Tweed. I believe it's a Green Irish Tweed and a Creed Aventus mix. I don't know what it smells like, but the reviews are good with this one, except it doesn't last long, but I'm okay. These are really cheap, and I'll talk about how much these were in the videos I make after this. All right, so those are 2. And one more, Armaf Craze. And you can see the reflection of the camera right there. So this one is really interesting because it's been discontinued. For some strange reason, this is a really popular one. This is a clone of Parfums de Marly Pegasus, if I'm not mistaken. And this one has a very vanilla almond smell to it. And they said this is good for the fall and winter. So these are the 3 I got from Armaf. Like I said, this one is discontinued, so I was happy to get one of these. And let me put these aside and show you the rest that I got. Oh, it's still blocking the camera. All right, so this one, Bulgari Aqua Amara, this is really a summertime aquatic fragrance for men. And this one I sampled here at Don Quixote, actually. Last year, I was at Don Quixote. I saw it. I asked them to take it out, and I sprayed it on a tester, a strip of paper. It smelled great on the opening, the first spray. And then I took it around with me that day, and I kept it in my pocket, and I took it out. Hours later, it still smelled great. The next day, still smelled great. I said, this is a good one. So I didn't buy it then. I found it cheap online, and here it is. It's still wrapped, and if you notice, some of these boxes took a beating. You can see a lot of them took a beating in shipping. This one's a little bit, it's a little beat up, this one too. But I'm going to open these up and I'm going to use them. So the box doesn't matter. I'll throw them out later. So I'll unbox this one, open it up, and test it out in another video. And then I have a whole bunch of small decants. So I didn't want to buy the full bottle. I'll give you a sample. I'll show you some of these decants. This one is CH Privé for men. This is a popular one too. This is a decant of a fragrance called Valentino Uomo Intense. And this one gets a lot of hype because it has a strong iris note. It's a winter fragrance. People just say it's fantastic. It's highly rated. I look on Fragrantica.com and people post their reviews of the colognes, and the bottle of this one is about $60, and I wanted to, that's fantastic. I wanted to try it out first before I bought it. So that's this one. And also, this is a very high quality decant. I have a lot of decants, and this one is actually a really good one. It's a heavy glass decant, so I'm happy about that. All right, what else do I have? I have a whole bunch of these. I have a whole bunch of these. This is called Jean-Paul Gaultier. Jean-Paul Gaultier, let me see if you can focus in on that. Ultra Male. If you've ever seen this bottle, it's the bottle that's kind of shaped like a man, and it has stripes on it. Anyway, this is Ultra Male. This is a flanker of the original Le Male. And I never smelled it, but it's so popular. A lot of YouTubers that blog about colognes always rave about this Ultra Male. And I just wanted to try it. So for $15, I got a whole bunch of like 12 of these things. They're like $1.50 a piece. And I figured keep some and give them away to friends if I don't want to keep them myself. All right, and I have a few of these. These are samples of Yves Saint Laurent L'Homme. And these, I know what this smells like. I've had these samples before, and it's great. Now, I wanted to leave these at my house in USA. But my mom threw them in the box. I wanted her to leave them there so that when I go visit in Florida, I have these to spray on me when I'm running around Florida visiting people. But she threw them in the box anyway, so they made them up. So they made it over here to Japan. So since then, about 3 weeks ago, I bought a bottle of cologne that was like $17. It was really cheap because somebody had opened it, sprayed it once, and then sold it. So I told her keep that because I'm going to use that as my just everyday cologne when I'm back home, visiting friends and whatnot. And that one is Armaf Aura. I don't know what it smells like. It was highly rated. It was cheap. I asked my mom to smell it. She said it smells great. So I'll find out what that smells like when I get to the States. That was a good blind buy. We'll see if I like it. All right, and the last one is this one. This is still wrapped in a... this is still wrapped in the label from eBay. All right, and this one is... Can you read the label on that? I don't know if it's... No? It's not coming in focus. All right, so this is called Fragrance One Office for Men. This is a new fragrance that was only available as a Kickstarter project from a YouTuber named... What's his name? Oh, yeah, Jeremy Fragrance. So Jeremy Fragrance is the top YouTuber of men's fragrances and colognes. He's a top channel. He's got like 860,000 subscribers. He'll probably reach 1 million subscribers by next year. And he had a master perfumer make a cologne for him that was best used in office or working situations. All right, so I'm going to try this one out, this sample. It was pretty expensive. The full bottle was about $150, something like that. But here is a decant of it, and I can't wait to try it out and just to tell you what I think about it and just the whole Jeremy Fragrance deal. All right, so that's it. I just want to give you a preview, And I'll make videos about these colognes and talk about them later because that's what's going on in my life right now. All right, hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please hit me up in the comment section. Rate, subscribe to my channel, tell me what you want to see, and I can't wait to hear from you. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.